saving others only to be betrayed. Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a wise king who deeply understood the suffering of human life. Realizing that fame and power only bind people to desire, suffering, and bad karma, he gave up his throne and went into the mountains to live as an ascetic. For 30 years, the ascetic lived a pure and simple life, meditating day and night in search of enlightenment. One day, near the place where he practiced, there was a deep pit. A hunter, chasing a deer, fell into it. A bird and a snake, startled by the commotion, also fell in. All three were badly injured and cried out in despair. Hearing their cries, the ascetic was moved by compassion. He lowered a rope and said, "Do not be afraid, I will help you escape." With the rope, the hunter and the two animals were all pulled out safely. They thanked him deeply and promised to repay his kindness. The ascetic said only, "If you wish to repay me, then do good deeds and live according to the Buddhist teachings." The hunter invited the ascetic to visit his home someday. The bird and the snake both promised that whenever the ascetic called, they would come at once. Sometime later, the ascetic went to the hunter's house. Out of selfishness, the hunter deliberately delayed the meal so that the ascetic would miss the time to eat. Since afternoon he would not eat. The ascetic had no choice but to leave hungry. Returning to the forest, he told the bird what had happened. Angered by such ingratitude, the bird wished to repay the ascetic in another way. It flew to the royal palace of the kingdom of Bajia and saw the queen sleeping with a diamond jewel on her head. The bird took the jewel and brought it back to offer to the ascetic. The ascetic had no use for precious objects, so he brought the jewel to the hunter, thinking the man might need it. But the hunter recognized it as a royal treasure and, hoping for a reward, tied up the ascetic and handed him over to the court. When the king asked, "Where did this jewel come from?" the ascetic remained silent. If he told the truth, all the birds in the land would be hunted down and killed. If he lied,